Greetings. This video focuses on Rihanna and her work video. I was really surprised to see how this song has taken off and done, and I thought it'd be insightful for you to get the video translated by somebody that actually understands what she's talking about. The real behind the scenes will surprise you. So I wanted to start off by the fact that I only decided to do this video because if you look at the playlist attached version of work, you'll notice that there are people that are still wondering, other than work, they couldn't understand what she was saying. And I thought it was a tickle or funny because what actually happens when Jamaicans write music is their goal is to say things that would be inappropriate in proper English, but have fun saying things sort of, I want to say, tongue-in-cheek. So, for example, if you want to understand what she's discussing with work, you actually need to go back to the other video that Rihanna made called What's My Name? In that video, she says, oh boy, I really want to be with you, to go downtown and... Okay, so what she's discussing is oral sex in that video. So when she's discussing looking for a guy to put in work, what she meant was that the work he's putting in is giving her oral sex. So I thought that video was actually a riot because I know one good friend of mine who was very church-going was kind of shocked because it was one of her favorite songs. And when I informed her what Rihanna was discussing, she all of a sudden sort of made it not her favorite anymore. And she was shocked and stopped singing it, particularly around coworkers who actually explained to her what it meant. So I bring up the fact that Rihanna discusses things like putting in work over in What's My Name, and the nature of the work she's talking about is exactly the same in the case of work. So what I'd like to have you do is watch the video, and what you'll notice is the work that she's talking about in this occasion is the fact that, particularly in Jamaica and exported all over the Caribbean, there's a concept called whining. And what whining is about is women will pretty much get on the dance floor and simulate sex with the guy very creatively. And it's called whining. So I'm also going to attach some videos that explain what whining is. And then you can watch Rihanna, in essence, do what's called whining. So what she's discussing when she says work, is that she's going to be whining. Okay? So I looked up the credits on this, and the author of the song, or the lyrics for the song, was a guy named Party Next Door, who is Jamaican. I was fascinated by this video and how Rihanna did it because she's Barbadian, but a lot of the Jamaican dance hall techniques of whining and working, if you will, have been exported from Jamaica to all the other islands, and then internationally as immigrants have moved and people have enjoyed the music and so forth and decided to learn some of the cultural techniques that people do. I thought it was funny because there are people asking, what is she saying? Because Party Next Door actually uses what's called potwah. So potwah is in essence a broken English that's common to a lot of different Caribbean islands, but Jamaica in particular. And so people can use potwah to say things to a global audience that you wouldn't want to say if it was fully translated. So I actually went and looked at the lyrics, and I thought it was a riot reading the lyrics because there's a whole bunch of tongue-in-cheek activity going on there that I can explain in another video where I won't go too long. But in essence, what work is about is, if you watch Rihanna's video, she in fact is working the guy that she's with. And the manner in which she's working him is by doing what's called the whine. So if you watch how she interacts with Drake, if you watch how other members on the dance floor are whining winding their partners, that whole video is about working, but this is not the type of work you go to on a daily basis job-wise. It's another type of work, and you'd have to call it basically simulated sex. If you go to some of the, I want to say, dirtier or more common clubs in Jamaica, that whining can devolve to actual sex against the wall within a club, because people are having a good time, and they can, if you will, whine in a surreptitious manner so that they can have sex right there in the club, barely without anybody noticing. I also wanted a sidebar note on this whole thing is take a look at Rihanna's outfit. You'll notice that because Rihanna is very thin, her physique is not very valued in the Caribbean. The women that are preferred tend to carry more weight. So you'll notice that every time the cameras pan away, they pan to people with sort of more weight or bigger bodies. And when they come to Rihanna, they actually put kind of a loose-fitting gown on her so that that gown would give her more body than she really has, because she almost is too thin to be able to work with any consistency. But with all that fabric, it's implied that she has more body. So I look forward to your comments. I hope this helps in moving you down the curve of Jamaican potwah and what work is really about, so that you can get a little bit more of an insight to the cheeky activity.